Yo, what's going on guys, HaVoC now back! Today we'll be discussing things I hate across all Supercell games. I know this is a dangerous video to make, because I feel like I'll be flamed or misinterpreted, you know? You just gotta keep in mind this video is by no means aimed to direct hate to Supercell, because trust me, I love their games, okay? I've been making content for Supercell games since I was 14 years old. I am now 22. Okay, I clearly don't hate the company. But let's be honest, all Supercell games have a few annoying things in common that I wanted to highlight in today's video. Some will agree and some will disagree, and that's totally fine. So let's get right into it. Number 1. Expensive packs. Let's be honest, packs in these games aren't the cheapest. That isn't to say there aren't any cheap packs that pop up here and there for special events and Christmas, but they can get expensive at times. Personally, I don't mind a lot of packs in the shop. It's just when they start to get like $50, $100, $150, that's a little insane. Like $50 for an exclusive emote pack that'll have those emotes for $2 in the shop a couple years later, or charging anywhere from $20 to nearly $50 for a single brawler in Brawl Stars. The cost of some of these packs is similar to buying an entire game or two. Yikes. Obviously, these practices won't stop, as I think it's working. People buy into it, and I'm not gonna lie, I sometimes buy these packs. But the point I want to make is just that sometimes these packs can get insanely expensive, and it almost feels like they want your money. Well, they do, but in a good way, or in a bad way, or I don't know. Number 2. The waiting game. Yes, one of the formulas to make a free-to-play game is making players wait. Now don't get me wrong, I don't hate everything, but when you have to wait days or weeks for something to even play the game, it starts to get annoying. Like for example, if you have full builders in Clash of Clans, you practically can't do anything for however long it is. Like, what are you even supposed to do when that happens? I tend to get impatient, and it almost feels like I have to buy gems to ease that impatience. If everything were instant in these games, there'd be less reasons to spend money on the game, so clearly that isn't gonna happen. And you know, I don't want that either. Waiting to some degree is rewarding. But like I said, when it starts to get to like weeks of waiting, I feel like that's a bit too much. This is more commonly an issue in Clash of Clans. The issue may not seem so prevalent in other games, but it's there in other ways. Now, I can't ignore the fact that Supercell has been trying to fix the problem in some ways. Years ago, you needed hours to train an army, but now you only need like a few minutes. Upgrade times and troop training times have been reduced tremendously, so thank you. But there is still a bit of a problem that annoys me a lot. Number 3. Long update waits. Perhaps this isn't the game's fault, but rather the way Supercell as a company works. A team for a game is usually rather small, and this can be sometimes good. Like, I mean, obviously they have multiple games that exploded and they do tremendously well, but it also has its cons. Updates usually take a bit longer than they should in comparison to their competitors. While games like Fortnite, PUBG, and Call of Duty are able to provide mostly good content bi-weekly or once a month, and sometimes even every week. Supercell games struggle to add big features besides their monthly seasons. The average wait time for a real update that isn't a season is usually a few months. But as we've seen with Clash Royale, it can take up to a year. I don't mean to hate on the teams that work on Heyday, Clash of Clans, Boom Beach, Brawl Stars. Did I miss one? I don't think I did. Clash Royale? I just wish they had a bigger and more powerful team for every game. I find myself bored and not knowing what to do while waiting for updates, so I just go play something else like Minecraft or Call of Duty or something. Number 4. Removing features and purposeful exclusive events. I for one love a good addition to the game that spices it up a bit. Something out of the ordinary always grabs my attention, and special events are always cool, like seasonal events or I don't know, Super Bowl stuff. There's nothing wrong with them. One thing I've noticed with Supercell games though is that they often add very cool additions that we actually like, and they take it away because it was temporary. I mean, really? Do you remember that time when they added like a Brawl Stars game mode to Clash Royale where you can use Brawl Stars characters. It felt like the greatest crossover episode of the century, but of course it was just temporary and we never got to play it again, even though it was pretty cool. I mean, why? I know it's supposed to be a special event, but why go through so much work of adding something you'll just remove, even though people like it? And I know, they remove things and special events to not make it boring in case they want to use it again. So obviously they're not going to have a Christmas challenge stick around for the entire year. That would be boring. That's fine, you know, just take away the Christmas challenge or the snow in Clash of Clans, I don't care. But they do this with a lot of things. Limited time troops in Clash of Clans, game modes we'll never see again in Clash Royale, Easter eggs and Brawl Stars that get removed and confuse newer players when they try the Easter egg. Yeah, I can't speak on behalf of Heyday and Boom Beach so much because I play those less, but I'm sure things like this have happened a lot with those games too. Number 5. The censorship in the Supercell community on YouTube. Okay, I know Supercell games are targeted for everyone, but I mean, so is Minecraft. And is that such a clean community? No. Again, no hate to Supercell, but creating content for these games seems like the strictest path you can take. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but be prepared to censor yourself heavily. At one point in time, this wasn't the case. In the early days of YouTube, you could freely speak on anything and everything while you played some good old Clash of Clans. I, for one, have to admit my videos in 2018 and 2019 weren't created for kids. Eventually though, things came crashing down for channels like myself and I was forced to change. I mean, sort of. I still make questionable remarks. It's not only because of Supercell though, it's also because of YouTube's worsening ad policy. The whole drama with ads and what is ad suitable, it's a whole mess. Anyways, mature channels in the Supercell community has since become less common due to targeted age for the game, community guidelines, and YouTube's new policies. I for one don't really mind it, but I've really missed cracking rather offensive and questionable jokes that offended half the viewers, but you know, that was fun. If you want acknowledgement from Supercell, you can't be out there swearing your ass off. Number 6. Always online for some games that seem that you can progress without a network connection. Let's be honest, does Heyday really need Wi-Fi to play, besides the market and friends feature? I have to admit, I haven't played Heyday for a while, but as far as I can remember, those were the only two things that really needed Wi-Fi. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know, I haven't been caught up with Heyday. But even if you don't use those features, you still have to be online to play, even if you're just checking up on your muffins or, I don't know, bread. Same goes for Boom Beach and Clash of Clans to some degree. I wish we can get onto these games with at least limited features to check up on our progress and do some single player battles or something. Some kind of offline mode, you know? Number 7. Killing fun games. Yes, we know the motto, make great games that people will play for years and remember forever. Same old. I mean, that's a good motto, but there's also a problem with that. They kill a lot of great games. They've killed some great games that many people enjoyed because they didn't feel that the game would be a major success. I mean, really? You couldn't just let us play without thinking of success and making it to the top, you know? Not everything has to be so successful as Clash of Clans, that's my point. Games are sometimes fun and you just throw them away like trash. I know this one has no relation to any particular games out there right now, but I'm sure there's people watching who once loved a game like Rush Wars or Battle Buddies or Heyday Pop and were saddened of the news of its discontinuation even though you clearly enjoyed the game. Like, why are they removing it? The decision-making process is sure a harsh one, and I know they have to maintain an image, go big or go home, but honestly, I would love to still play some of these old games and set that motto aside for a minute, you know? Number 8. making major decisions without the community's input. I know Supercell has been doing their own thing for a while, but they've had some problems listening to the community before. In today's world, listening to your audience, or in this case, your player base, is super important. A time I remember this has happened is removing Mortis's hat, even though it's not a big deal, but they did it anyways. Clash Royale not allowing us to mute emotes, letting bad metas take over the game in practically every game except for Heyday. There's probably more, I'm just kind of brain dead right now. I don't know. There's a lot more. Leave it in the comment section below if you remember. Maybe listen to us about features and, stuff like that. A little more I'm saying, because you already do and I know that. And when you make a mistake, just don't take 3 months to fix the problem. I mean, this goes back to the small team problem. If you had a bigger team, maybe you can solve issues a lot faster instead of taking half the summer to fix a problem or a bug that's ruining the game, So guys, that should be it for 8 things I hate about Supercell games. Trust me, like I said in the beginning of the video, I love their games, I love Supercell, I've met the team in person for some games. There's no hate between me and them. But as mentioned, there are some things that get on my nerves, and I'm sure some of you hate it as well. I hope Supercell takes some of this as a kind of an improvement type of guide. I'm not a teacher, okay, don't listen to me, but I've made some pretty good points. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching. HaVoC Gaming out. Peace!